welcome to another construction video. So today's one is looking at the Tonic Tantalus gift box die set. There are a lot of pieces involved in this box, so that's why I definitely wanted to do a construction video for you to hopefully help you out. But the die set does come with instructions. If you take the dies out of the packet, on the back of that piece of cardstock that they're all stuck to will be instructions. So these kind of videos may be a little bit redundant in the fact that you've got the instructions, but I know some people like to see someone making something to help them be able to make it, and I'm the same really, so that's why I mean, in years to come, I might want to put one of these together and I've completely forgotten. So, you know, this kind of video, I think it'd be really useful to refer back to as well. So, this is what the box looks like. It's actually like a double box. It's got an actual gift box and then it's inside another box which has this gorgeous little handle on it as well. And in the instructions, the handle is joined on with brads, but the way you join it on is you end up with the brad legs on the outside. So the one I just made, which is one of my decorated ones, I did it with the gorgeous Blue Frost pearlescent cardstock for the actual box inside, and then I used some of the silver on grey craft card, a foiled craft card for the actual outside box. And you can actually cover the legs of the brad as well, and the handle still works, but you mustn't stick this circle all the way down. I've only actually glued it on a tiny little portion at the bottom, and that just covers the legs of the brad but still allows that handle to move nice and freely as well. So I just thought I would mention that because I know some of you might find having the legs on the outside a bit ugly, and it's difficult to know how to cover them and not interfere with the mechanism as well. And there's when you're sticking these two portions together, you've also got to be a bit wary about where you put any of your adhesive to make sure that the handle still moves as well. But I'll explain all of that as I'm going through the instructions and putting it together. And then the first one that I made, this one, I followed the instructions. However, it is quite simple to get your head around how it goes together once you've put one of them together. I did this one, I didn't follow the instructions for. The only thing I looked at was the inside mechanism for here, just to make sure I definitely got the handles the right way round for the little stopper mechanism that's inside as well. But again, I will show you that too, so that, you know, it's easier for you to figure out how to do it as well. But I just thought I'd let you know, it is, even though there's a lot of steps to do for this box, it is one of those ones that you can, especially if you are making a few of them for gifts or for selling as well, it's one of those ones that you can remember all the steps of how to put it together. But I just keep double checking the way that the things go around for the handle, just because I don't really want to have to undo it all and you know, redo it the right way. So I'll run through. Oh yeah, actually, before I go through the rest of it, if you want to see an up-close look, I've said this twice already because I'm filming 3 videos, but if you want to see an up-close look of all of these, or all of the dies that are in this Tantalus gift box die set, like the different patterned panels that you get and all of the shapes of the different pieces and stuff, if you want to have a look at that, go and check out my up close video. That will be a conjoined up close video of the Tantalus box, the diamond chamfered box, and also the incense box as well, because I thought I would merge their up closes together because they're all coming out at the same time, but I would leave the construction videos separate because, you know, it's easier if you're searching for something if it's just the one box for the construction. So where shall I start? I'll tell you all of the pieces that you need to make this. It is in the instructions as well, but I am more of a visual learner and I would rather just see a picture or see, you know, someone show me how many pieces of whatever that I need to create something. So for the handle of the box, you need one of these, which is like it. If you had the rotating memoir die set, and was there something else that was similar? No, that was the lid portion, no. Okay, if you had the rotating memoir die set, you will have seen something similar to this with these kind of cogs. So it's practically the same, except this is 6-sided rather than 8-sided, but it's exactly the same principle of how you put it together, but you don't need as many cogs for this one. You literally just need the 2. So you need 1 of these and 2 of the little cogs to make the main handle. And then what this piece attaches to, you will need 1 of each of the sides. You get both of these dies that give you the cut out piece on opposite sides, and you need this twice. So I've already stuck these 2 together because you stick them back to back, so you get the professional side and it makes it slightly stronger. So you need 4 of these pieces all together, but you need 2 of one way and 2 of the other way, and that's the that combined with that is the total top portion of the handle. Then, sorry for my squeaky chair, for inside the handle mechanism you need these pieces. I've actually cut 4 and stuck 2 together in each of these, so you need 2, but I've actually doubled the thickness of mine, so you need 2 of those. Then for the side panels of the box you actually need 4 of them. So you need 4 of these. I've actually cut mine from 2 different cardstocks because I wanted the inside to be this gorgeous leafy design and the outside to be the bright green. And when you're working with the outside of these, you actually want to trim all of the tabs off. So I've already stuck the decoration on this one and trimmed the tabs off, but the easiest way of trimming this one down to be exactly how you need it is to put it in your guillotine, come just above where the score line is. Can I zoom in so you can see that? So, yeah, you can kind of see under the blade. So I'm just lining up, it's slightly further over than the score line, and I'm just going to chop that piece off. That might have been a bit too much because I wasn't concentrating. And then you just want to do the same for both of the sides as well. Just trim off the tabs, really, the flaps that go on there. And then you'll be left with this kind of piece, and you can add your decorative panel to that as well. And this will become the outside of the box, so it will actually stick backwards onto the whatever card you're using for the inside of the box. Sorry for my squeaky chair. And for this one, because I'm using this leafy pattern, which is a single-sided cardstock, and the way I want to fold the panels so that this is the inside of the box, I decided to add a bit of inking just there so that I wouldn't be able to see any of the white card showing around. I'll show you what I mean as I put it together, but I just thought I'd explain that as well. So those are the 2 side panels that you need, and you need 4 of them. So that you can back them. It makes it stronger, and it also hides the mechanism of how it works as well. And then for the bottom of the box that attaches to these side panels, you need 2 of these. And the way they go together is like this. So you end up with 2 swooping sides to it, and then you have the 2 squares on top of each other to give a nice sturdy base to the box as well. And then for the box that goes inside the main box with the handle, you need 4 of these, which create the actual box that's inside there, and this semicircle portion is the bottom of the box. Then you need 2 of these pieces, which create the lid for this box, and then you need 2 of these pieces, which give you that handle that goes on top of the lid as well, which joins to these portions here. And finally, you need 1 of this piece, 1 of this piece, and 1 of this piece, and this creates the latch mechanism to close the interior box. And you also need 2 brads as well. You can use coloured brads, or you can use like old-fashioned split pins as well. In some cases you might need to trim their legs a little bit shorter so that they're not going to be in the way of the mechanism as well, but you need 2 brads too. Okay, so let's build the interior box first because it's really simple to do. I've just cut, I've already decorated everything, so I've just cut for this one of the intricate panels out of the Blue Frost pearlescent cardstock, and then I've also just added gems all over it as well to give it a really nice opulent kind of feel. And if you look at the finished one, you have a bit of wiggle room inside there, so you can actually afford to add gems or Nouveau drops or something to the outside of that box, and it won't be too snug for it to fit inside, which is really nice. So you need the 4 of these, and you can see I've added red liner tape on the 2 glue tabs of each of these. This line here, it has a score line, but that's actually just a line to show you that is where the lid will go. So the lid is actually going to come over the top of that, and that is where that lives. And then this bottom piece you also want to fold under. Oh, this one I haven't folded. So you just want to fold the 2 glue tabs backwards, and then also the bottom piece backwards as well, and you don't need to fold that score line there. And then literally all you do is take off these glue tabs and just join them all together. So really simple. Oh, I think actually I did one side at a time for these. Okay, let me put the tape back on the top piece. So you just want to join the long edges first for this. Because of that tapered design, it just makes it a bit easier. So you're just lining up the cut edge to the score line of the glue tab. And then the final one just brings the box together. Okay, so you can see you've got that gorgeous square box coming together then, and the bottom will just fold round. We'll deal with that in a second. But for the rest of the top of the box, we can just take off the glue tabs, and we're just joining them together with the straight line and the straight cut and the fold of the glue tab. So really easy to do these. And then this just gives you that nice top lip of the box for the lid to sit onto. And then for the bottom of the box, I think you can kind of glue this together however you want to, but you can actually do the box fold kind of thing, you know, like you do for an actual box if you were packing. You can actually get it to look like that. And then all I was doing is eyeballing it, making sure it's square, and then just taking some glue and squirting a bit underneath each of the tabs, and then pressing it down and flipping it over, and then pressing on that, and then just putting something heavy on the inside like a bottle of glue just to keep it stuck. And if you notice, I've got a metal nib on my bottle of glue. This is just the lid off a woodware fine tip glue applicator bottle like I always use, but I found that the screw thread of the top of a Nouveau bottle is perfect, well, exactly the same, not quite exactly the same. The Nouveau one has got more threads on the bottle, I think, but it fits. You can just swap the lids over, so you can put this lid on here and it works really nicely as a fine tip glue. All you need to do is, once you've taken this off, you just pull this plastic nozzle out and then screw that lid on, and then you don't need this lid anymore. But that lid actually then, because obviously they've got the same diameter sort of opening in them, you can actually then just put the crystal lid on top of the little woodware bottles as well, which I thought this might be quite nice for, you know when you have excess glitter that you don't really know what to do with, you could just dump it all in here and have a complete rainbow pot of glitter. And this is quite a nice way of like tipping it back out and everything in that kind of a bottle. So I just thought I'd mention that because I've had quite a few questions on it. I did do a post on my Facebook page as well if you want to see where you can get the woodware fine tip nozzles from as well. So let's just leave that to dry. Then let's do the lid of this box. So when you fold this lid, you want to fold these 2 top tabs towards you, so upwards, and then you want to fold these pieces away from you, and also those main pieces away from you as well. And then you'll also notice that this piece is the shape of a glue tab, but it doesn't have a score line, and that's because you don't need to fold it, because the way the box is going to come together, it's your glue tab, but it's on the same plane as the next piece you're going to stick on top of it, so they don't need to be folded at all. I originally thought, oh, the die's missing the score line, but it's not. It's just it's on the same flat level, so you don't actually need to fold anything there, but that is your glue tab. So I've just used a 3mm piece right on this outside edge, just so I didn't accidentally put the tape too far in. But I mean, you could put it further over, but I thought it's safer just to put it a little bit further away. So to build the lid, really easy again. All you want to do is stick the two of these together to create a longer lid. Oh, and if you're wondering how I decorated these, I cut them out of a dark green card, but then decided with the other colours that I was using, I wanted it to be a little bit lighter, so I came in with some Dragon Scales Nouveau Dream Drops and just spread it over with my fingers to get this cool opalescent-y kind of look really to it. And I also did it straight over the top of the panels that I'd stuck on there as well. So once you've stuck the long length together, you can start to build the squareness of the box. So if you just start with one of these, and you can make sure there's no excess hanging over, and then just pull that round to a 90-degree angle. You're basically just making sure that these two meet here, these two glue tabs meet, and that you're getting that nice mitered corner really. Then we can do the next one. And then this is slightly more tricky because we've now got 3 glue tabs to close at the same time, but I've just been taking all of the backing off and just being careful and making sure it doesn't get stuck to where it's not supposed to be. So you can pull this tab in so it's not in the way, and then you want to tuck that one under and pull it up and over the other one, so that all of the glue tabs are then underneath, and you just want to press from underneath to secure them in place. And then all you've got is that final corner of the lid to put together, and that is the basis of the lid. Then all these 4 glue tabs that have still got adhesive on is what we're going to attach the top of the lid to. Like the handle for the lid. So you need 2 of these pieces, and the only place you need adhesive is that glue tab along the edge, and all of these fold away from you. This one's really easy to put together. So you just want to take the tape off of there, then join those 2 together, and then the tape off the other one, and join it into a square. So you've got the starting point of the handle for the lid. Then you want to come back to here and take the tape off of all 4 of these glue tabs. Then the way I have been doing it is putting a little bit of glue on this tape on all 4 sides, because adding the bit of glue just stops it from instantly sticking. You can actually wiggle it around a little bit, and then all you want to do is just take this and slot it over the top, and then from the inside, if you can see there, from the inside you can just press all the glue tabs up against the inside of the handle piece as well, and that's how you get that to be stuck on. And then you just want to close up this top portion. I think the die you will get, I'm not sure if it has this cut off point on it, because we often get prototype dies and the instructions don't look as if they have a cut off piece there, so it might not look like that on your one, I'm not sure. But all you do is that same kind of a box fold around the top portion. Oh no, you need to pull that one above, like that. And then once you've got that where you want it, I've been doing the same method as I did for the bottom of the box, where I just take a little bit of glue and add it underneath where all of these overlap. And then you can just hold this in place just for a little bit whilst it starts to set up, and then you can just make sure that's square just looking at it by eye. Then you can turn it over and you can press from the inside, or you can actually put it down onto your surface and use like a bone folder or any sort of folding tool, anything you can press on, just to press the seams and making sure that they stick nicely together. This is a little bit trickier to get to stick because I've coated the card in those dream drops, which make it more of a non-porous surface. But you can also, if you've got something heavy that will fit in that gap, you can actually use that to hold it down as well. Will that work? Yes. So that is the cleaning solution, the tonic cleaning solution. If you put it up the wrong way, the lid fits quite nicely down there to press that into place. Okay, so that is the main little box that goes inside, but then you also have the little catch mechanism, which is how you close it. So you need one of each of these three pieces. I've cut mine in different colours just because these two pieces get stuck on the base of the box and this gets stuck on the lid, and I've made my base this colour and my lid this colour, but they can all be the same colour if you want them to. So this piece will just stick onto that lid, but we're going to leave that lid to dry for a little bit longer. And then this piece, you fold in half on the professional edge, so you've got it going like this, and then you fold these back on themselves as well, and then you were going to stick this together. So around the whole piece, you want to add a little bit of glue and stick that together, and then these pieces that are now left are going to stick onto the bottom of this extra piece, and they fit perfectly onto there. Take off a bit of the excess glue, and then they fit absolutely perfectly onto there, and then that is the closure mechanism. So this sticks to the top of the lid and this sticks to the base of the box, and then they close like that. So if I put this on the base of the box first, maybe I might have to pick a gem off of here because I didn't think about not putting a gem or two where this is going to go. I only need to take one off, I think. I think that should... Or I could just put a piece of foam tape behind there, actually. Okay, so to save me having to fiddle around with the gems, think about that before you're decorating. I'm just going to add a little bit of foam tape on there. So just where I know that that is going to go. Yeah, that's perfect. I'm just going to add that on there. Okay, and then you've also got the longer portion at the top here, which is going to stick onto this top lip of the box, and you just want to get it as centered as you can, and then press that into place. So that is now the bottom catch of the box, and then hopefully the lid has dried now. Then you just place your lid onto the box, and this piece is going to stick up underneath there, and we'll be able to latch onto the bottom of the box. And actually on the lid you have these little pieces, these two little notches, they indicate where this piece sticks. But they're also like a design element all the way around, but on the side where you want the lid, they're actually an indication of where you stick it. And then the lid just goes on the box, and the little catch clips over this piece, and you can add a ribbon through there, you can add a bit of baker's twine, you can even like do like a little paper roll and put it through there as well. Lots of different ways you can make a little closure. Or, you know, in crackers you get those tiny little padlocks with a key. That would look beautiful on there, just a little padlock hanging. So yeah, you could do that as well. So that's the interior box, which is very jewel encrusted for this one. I wanted to make one that looked really elegant and like opulent as well. So that is the inside box, which you could just make by itself. You don't have to actually make the outside box if you don't want to, but that is the interior box. So now for the outside box, we need these two pieces, which is the same die piece, and I've decorated mine as well because they go together like this, and I want this piece to sort of swoop in front of the plain piece. And I've also added gems and some of the dream drops onto these pieces as well. So that's going to be that portion of the bottom, and then these two full panels that we haven't cut the tabs off of, we want to fold these towards the pretty side of the cardstock, because I want to make this the inside of my box. So I want to stick it together like this with the glue tabs coming inwards. If you didn't mind what was on the inside and you just wanted it to be the plain white or something, you could fold them the other way and stick the panels to them that way, but I want to do it this way, well, this way, so that the inside of the box has that gorgeous leaf design to it, and then these outside panels will stick onto those to hide the white side of the card. And you can see why I've added some green just around the edges, so that it's not so visible when this is folded, otherwise there would be a white line there. So hopefully that hides it enough. So let me just add this other panel onto this one. Just to stick it onto there. And then actually we probably want to start with the handle piece so that that can just be drying whilst we put the rest of this together. So if I bring in all of these pieces, so I've already stuck two of these together to create this one, and now we want to stick two of these together to create the other one. And you want to make sure, if you're going to decorate the outside of it, you could just decorate it once you've put it together, or you want to just make sure you've put the decoration on one of each of the different ones with the notches cut out of the opposite sides to each other. And so I just need to stick these two together. And you want to make sure you stick them nice and securely, so you want to go right up to the edges with the glue and also go round that little hole that's in there as well. And then you can just stick those two together. So that can dry whilst we make the main sort of spindle handle. So the way this is going to work is we've got tape on the actual glue tab, and then we've folded all of these lines together, and this is going to give us a hexagonal sort of cylinder, which is going to be the actual handle. And then we're going to thread these portions through the washers and secure them on the back of them, and then this will get hidden by sticking it onto these. So you'll hide all of the workings in here, and that's why we only need one washer compared to the rotating memoir that you had to make a whole kind of mechanism for the thing to rotate properly. So we want to just take the tape off of the glue tab and then bring that round and stick it together. And the good thing about this is, because it's got an even number of sides, to get that to stick nicely you can actually just flatten it and press that really firmly. So that is now our little hexagonal sort of doweling piece. And then you want to put these two pieces on top. So I've been leaving the professional cut edge and putting that towards the sort of the pole part, and then you stick all of the tabs to the back of that, and then that piece will then stick onto the other handle portion, so you won't see any of the workings on this. So I've just randomly stuck some pieces of red liner tape onto the back of this washer, and then all I'm going to do is take all the tape off. If I can get it all off. Oh my goodness. And now I pulled the washer off. Okay, so we thread that back over the top with the sticky side up, and then what I do is I do opposite ones first. So I pull that one down and this one down, and you want to make sure the washer is resting just where the little score lines are on those little tabs, and then I just pull those two opposites and those two down. There's still glue exposed there, but we will use that along with some wet glue to attach that later on, so you don't have to worry about that. And then we want to put the other one on as well. I'm not sure why I said leave this to dry actually, because we're just using tape, but anyway, it'll be there ready for when we need it. Okay, and then you just want to do the opposite ones first, and then make sure that washer is level, and bring all of the tabs down, and we can leave that adhesive for later. So that's our little sort of spindle handle thing. Now we can actually get on with making the box portion. So the way I was doing this is to take these side panels that have the decoration on them, and we're going to stick them to this side. So where the two curves are getting narrower, that's where I was sticking them to. So we're just going to remove that piece of tape that we've put on there and stick these up against here to give the sides for this box piece, and we're making sure that this is on the inside because I wanted it to be on the inside so it's a prettier colour. And then again you want to make sure you're doing it on the same side so that when you turn it, it'll be on the opposite side. So we're doing it on the side with the less sort of curve to it. So then when we put these two together, this one we want to be on the outside because we've got the jewel decoration on there, and the other one we want to be on the inside, and then it's quite simple to see how this is going to come together. So it will all come together like this, all stuck together though. So firstly I'm going to stick the two base pieces together. So I've just used some 12mm red liner tape, but you could just use glue for this if you want to. And then you want to stick these two inside each other. I can't remember if the instructions actually said to do it this way or if they showed a different way, but I just put this one together this way, so I thought I'd just show you this way. Okay, then we can start bringing the side panels up. So we can work on this side first, and we just want to level them up to there. So you can see how that is coming together. We've got one whole side put together, and then this side we'll just do exactly the same. And we're just making sure that the way we've put it together, that the one we wanted on the outside is on the outside. I just thought it would look different having two different patterns here. I thought it would give a nice different sort of look to the box, and having the gems ties in the gems that I've put for the box for the inside as well. Okay, so that is the main sort of box piece, and now you can see the outsides look really ugly, but the inside looks nice and pretty in there, so that is perfect. That's just how we wanted it to look. And then for the outsides, we're going to use these two panels that we created where we chopped off the excess, and they're going to stick to the outside, but they're going to be used to hide the mechanism of how the handle is attached. And so, because this is going to be the mechanism here, you do not want to put any glue around here. So I have just only put tape down in this portion to make sure I don't get it anywhere near the mechanism. But also on these, we need to bring in this little stopper piece. So you've got two of these, and you need them going in opposite directions. So you need one going one way and one going the other way, and that's how that's what's going to stop the handle from like dropping all the way down. It'll keep it supported and in the right position. So you just want to stick one on one way and one on the other way, and you actually have, if I show you in a second, you actually have guide notches. You see here, there's little notches. That's exactly where you're supposed to place this. So they've even thought about that so that you know exactly where that's supposed to go. Then this is the bit where I check the instructions. So if you see on here this instruction, it's not, I don't know if it's that clear on the camera, but the way these pieces are, this piece is like that. So it's in the sort of notch like that. So that's what I keep checking, just to make sure I get that right. And obviously you want to make sure you get the outside decorative piece on the outside, because this is going to be stuck to here, so the other piece is going to be protruding outside. But that's the main piece I've been checking on the instructions. Everything else is really easy to remember. So once you've done that, you can then start using your two little brads to attach everything together. So you want to put the head of the brad on the inside of the box, and then you want to pick up one of these side panels and you want to thread on the handle, making sure your decoration is on the outside, and then you want to thread on your extra panel, again making sure that the decoration is on the outside, and then you can open up your little legs of your brad. So you've got it starting to look like that, and then we can do that for the other side, putting that brad through, then taking the handle and putting that through, and then the final side panel as well. And again we can open that brad out too, and then you can see how this handle mechanism is going to move. It reminds me of the Ramesses Revenge ride at Chessington. The way this kind of works, it just, I don't know why, it just reminds me of that ride where it swings you around and stuff. But that's how it looks here. But you can also see that these are still loose because we haven't actually stuck them at all. So now all I've been doing is twiddling this out to the side so I can get to all this adhesive, and I actually put another piece on the other side of the little spacer piece as well, just to make sure that it's nice and secure in place. And I think it's better to use tape in this case, especially for this piece, just in case that the glue would ooze out and like stop the mechanism from working. And then once I've taken all that adhesive off, I just spin it back round on the brad and make sure it is nicely lined up, and then press it into place. So you've now got the pretty outside and you've still got that green leaf on the inside as well, and then just do the same for the other one. And then just carefully pull that back round, line everything up and press it into place. So we've now got the whole box completely done. You can see this ugly portion here at the brad end. I haven't die cut anything for that yet because I wasn't sure whether you would be able to cover it or not, but I found out that you can cover it. So I'll die cut those in a second to show you how I'm going to do that. But I don't think I trimmed that panel very neatly. I'm just going to trim a tiny bit off there. Hopefully that's not too noticeable. But you can see actually now, this is why I added green ink to the back of that cardstock. If I hadn't, that would have been showing white, but it's kind of hidden and disguised it as part of the green card that I've put on top of it. So that's why I did that. And then the last thing to do is to put this handle inside. So this does need to dry because I've been using glue to secure this, just to make sure it's nice and strongly bonded. So I've been putting just a little dab of glue on each of those tabs that we pulled through earlier, and a little bit extra around the washer piece as well. Then I've been taking a couple of like little clips, and you just place one end on and the other end on, just exactly behind that circular element at the top of these two handle portions, and then all I've been doing is just putting a couple of pegs to hold it in place just for a few minutes whilst it completely dries. So that is the actual box, and I'll just show you how I'm going to cover these portions up, just because I know it is possible now and it doesn't mess with the mechanism. So from the die set, up here I used the scalloped one, so I think I might use the scalloped one again and maybe bring that design down as well, although I haven't put the Nouveau drop on the centre, but that might not matter, or I could just stick a gem on the centre actually. Okay, so to get this to match nicely, I'm just going to cut 2 scallop circles from the green and then the actual pattern scallop circle from that turquoise. Actually, I could use that piece. This is great for all your little scraps, cutting out these kind of pieces. I always make sure I've cut out the whole box first, or allocated the cardstock for the whole box first, and then you can see how you can make use of any scrap pieces that are left from the colours that you cut the main box out of to decorate other panels and bring it all together. Okay, and then I'm just going to quickly die cut these. I won't bring my machine into camera. Okay, let me put that there so I don't lose it. So we've now got these 2 little pieces, so I'm going to take my glue and stick these together. Just a little bit around the edges and maybe some tiny bits in the middle. Tap it on my hand. And then just lining up the scallops so you can't see the lighter one around the edge of the darker one. Okay, and then I want to add a gem in the centre of each of them just to tie it in with the rest of the box. And then I just want to stick that right in the centre. I've put a dream drop on the ones on the handle, but I don't really want to have to wait for a dream drop to dry. Oh, and then, so I probably would wait for that to dry before I stick them on, but because I'm showing you, I'll just do it while they're wet. So all I did to stick the ones on to hide the working of the other one, you can see actually how that is just going to hide the brad that is there, but you do not want to mess around with how that's going to move. So all I'm doing is putting a tiny bit of glue just on a tiny little area, and then I'm going to place this at the bottom. So I'm going to hold the circle where I want it to be, but I've only attached it with glue at that bottom piece so that this whole handle still moves fine, but you've just covered up that ugly brad bit. But that's the only little tiny bit of glue that you want to use on there, otherwise you might stop that mechanism from working as well. You can also twiddle your brad a little bit if the legs are in the way. Depends how you've split your legs on it, but and then the same on this one. Just a tiny little bit of glue in that bottom portion, and then you get the perfect looking box with the covered brads on there as well. So I just wanted to show you that too, because I don't think it said that in the instructions. I think it just left them with the brads open like this. So I know a lot of people will find that ugly, having your brads showing on the outside, so that just solves that problem by adding that little bit of decoration on there. So that is how easy it is to make the box. This is probably dry enough to take the clips off. And then all you do is put your other box, the first part that we made, inside it. You do have to be a tiny bit careful because the lid can catch on the heads of the brads that you've put in there, but other than that it works perfectly. So I hope you enjoyed this construction video showing you how to put together this Tantalus box from Tonic, and if you're interested in a closer look at all of the dies that are included in this die set, don't forget I'm doing an up close video with the Tantalus box, the diamond chamfered box and the incense box as well, and I'll make sure it's one of the videos that I put at the end of this video. 2 little videos pop up and I'll put it as one of those so you can easily find it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this construction and that it was useful for you and helped you figure out how to put this box together. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye!